Welcome to the Pit Stop Ranch, where we go do things so you don't have to. This video, we're continuing our special coverage of SEMA and going to be showing you a bunch of the cars of SEMA, including Battle of the Builders, a competition amongst all the cars that are entered into the SEMA show to highlight the best and the brightest of car customizers and car builders from around the nation and around the world. I hope you enjoy. All right, starting off, I thought I would go ahead and show a lineup of Dozers. These are highly modified, generally 1 ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks with outrageous suspensions on them, and the suspension is the jewelry, whatever is everyone's attracted to, because that's what is at eye level for everyone. They all have ridiculous wheels and tires, outrageous paint jobs or wraps on them, and they're a ultimate example of automotive excess. This one here with the flatbed is probably the most practical one that I came across, and this is merely a small sampling of Dozers. I think but it's a good representative example. Now, of course, a lifted up 1 ton pickup is nothing new. It's been around since before I was even a gleam in my father's eye. But the level of work that people have put into these is just continued to grow and grow and grow, and I begrudgingly say that the engineering on them has gotten a lot better, a lot more safe. Now, I just thought this Eagle Wagon basically put on a Jeep chassis. I just thought this was neat. I got a soft spot for AMCs, and seeing an Eagle Wagon set up as a overland adventure vehicle, I just got a kick out of it. I give a lot of credit for this builder, Freak Show Builds. Now here's a Hummer that they have on hydraulics for just playing around with and doing just demonstrating silly things that you can do with the suspension, and there's a lot you can do with the Hummer suspension if you understand how the H1 is done. Even has back rear tire steering and everything. That's all the batteries and everything. Here is just a Jeep with ridiculous wheels and tires put on it, ginormous tractor wheels and tires on it. Nothing new, but it was them. This is a Gladiator here. Just having fun, and I have to say, some of their stuff doesn't exactly fit my taste, but you know what? I have to give them credit for their creativity and just showing off what some people can do when they're bored and they've got serious fabrication tools and skills. So just enjoying the wheel spacers there, the custom wheel spacers in order to fit the very, very different setup. Here is the SEMA Cruise. This is the line of all the cars coming out they come out in a snail's pace, and you just kind of try and give you the idea of the endless stream of SEMA cars coming out, and probably the easiest way to show a cross section of all the different cars and types and stuff that that people bring to show off. And it's a big event at the very end of the show for all the cars to drive out. I know there's kind of a joke about the SEMA builds being incomplete, but the organizers really try and encourage individuals to have a running driving vehicle that you can literally drive out of the show at the end of it. And here are just a bunch of really different cool cars on display outside. This is a neat 41 Willys with a Roots blower on top. I'm not entirely sure which engine that is, but you know, it doesn't really matter. One thing I did notice, there were a fair number of LS swaps, but it didn't seem like every car had an LS in it. It was neat seeing all the different engine swaps. There's a lot more Hellcats type engines installed and stuff, but by far it wasn't just LS swap, LS swap, LS swap. Now this here obviously is the LS 9 or whatever it is, blown LS. But now all of these cars are eligible for competition in the Battle of the Builders competition, and we'll be covering that in a lot more detail here shortly. But every car that is brought here is eligible to compete in it, and then it's narrowed down from the 1,400 cars that arrived to a top 40, and then that over the week, then that top 40 is narrowed down to 12, and we'll be covering that here shortly. But as you can see, people show up and want to show off their creativity and skill, hope of demonstrating their unique build capabilities and attract new customers and or sponsors, or just generally show off their talents and skills at putting together a modern interpretation of a hot rod. There's an LS right there. Looks pretty well done. It doesn't look like a typical LS, which is nice, but you have the Magnuson Charger on top. Supercharger. And of course, the whole point of SEMA is to show off customization and aftermarket parts and accessories going on all these various different vehicles. And the idea is to show how this all goes together as a marketing tool. And as a result, the whole show is open to everything, anything you can conceive of with 3 or 4 wheels, probably 4 or more, and the combination of how it can all look together. I mean, here's a gasser style with the big block and the tall stacks. Looks like fuel injection. Neat little setups just to show off all the different things that are available to the consumers, aftermarket and so forth. And it's the lineup just goes on and on and on. You see, Jeeps still remain a very popular sweetheart. You see the occasional Toyota set up as the Overlander. You see the brand new Bronco set up in a variety of different ways. And there's no wrong answer. Everything, you got imports, you have compacts, sports compacts, you have traditional muscle cars with new engines, engine swaps in them. You have restorations, resto mods. You've got modern muscle cars or modern pony cars like this Camaro or that Mustang over here. You have, kick-ass imports like GTRs. And here we have a Baja Beetle for just to show off all the neat stuff you can do. Here's a Volvo setup, I believe with an LS swap. Obligatory big block, and a chevelle. I mean, how original is that? I'm going to be building one of them. Mercedes and Lexuses and C8 Corvettes and C7 Corvettes, Evo, an Impala station wagon. Everything is there for people to come and look at and see how it's been fixed up and done. Here's a really clean air-cooled 911. I'm sure the 911 crowd can tell us, whether it's a 930 or whatever it is. But beautifully done, a really nice car. It would be fun to to poop around in and have fun zipping around. And here we get to see the clean flat six in there with the velocity stacks. Clearly the air was cleaner in the old days because there's no air cleaner. But the whole lot is just set up for displaying all of this creativity and what people are trying. In every single vehicle, someone is attempting to convey or do something different and try and stand out in the crowd, but yet still demonstrate a market or market niche. And you know, it could be maybe it's there for a paint job or there to show off wheels and tires. There's a variety of different things that can be shown off. It could simply be the builder showing off their immense talent and skill or creativity. Here's another AMC product set up in a pretty crazy arrangement. This was also by the same people that did the Jeep with the tractor tires and the AMC Wagon on the Jeep frame. But you can see how all of the different people are trying to incorporate all the variety of ideas out there and demonstrate and show other people what they're capable of doing, selling a product. And again, as is in the name of SEMA, the M stands for market, you know, as in marketing. So all of this is a big marketing effort to demonstrate the use of new materials, paints, concepts, bolt-on parts, fabrication skills, wheel and tire combination, different engine combinations, to show all the different ways how the enthusiast market and automotive market is shifting and evolving. Okay, here is a custom build that happened in 1968 that is either based on an Auburn boat tail or is meant to look like an Auburn boat tail. As you can see, the name of the builder was there with other examples of his work he has done in the past, and so this is a clean restoration of an early custom, or a custom from the late 60s, with some sort of overhead valve V8 from the looks of it. I'm not sure which overhead valve. I didn't look at it. I didn't spend enough time on it. There's just so much to do while you're there. But there's the name of the builder and the specs on the car. And now here is a really cool car. This is a Mustang 2 done up to look like a more contemporary, like a 2005 to 2010 Mustang. Or it's got some design cues for them. It still looks like a Mustang 2. And when I first walked up on it, I thought it was a 2005 Mustang made up to look like a Mustang 2, but it's not what it is. It has a Coyote engine in it, and it's very cleanly well done in my opinion. I really kind of dug this car. The wide body is just right. The stance looks really good. I really think that this should have been at least in the top 12 for the Battle of the Builders, but regardless, this is a really neat car. Here is an M3 first gen E30 M3, at least it's an E30 with the M3 wide body kit on it, and the current 6-cylinder turbocharged M engine in it. I bet it goes like stink, though. I imagine it's squirrely as all get out. As you can see, the modern BMW turbocharged 6 there. Probably fast as heck, but probably a little on the squirrely side. Here's a neat Firebird. No idea what's under the hood. Kind of interesting that they did a lot. They're showing off all the metal work that went into fixing up the sides of the body by clear coating the bare metal on the sides and then painting the rest of it the matte black. It was a neat setup. It would be interesting to find out what motivates it. Now I think these are some of the other like top 40 competitors for the Battle of the Builders. This here is like a 36 sedan with a 32 grille. It's done up with a like World War II aircraft motif, small block Chevy. Now this was neat. This is a Ford F1 pickup with all the aero and stuff on it, almost like it's ready to go race at the Salt Lakes. But as you notice, it's a 2JZ engine in it, which was, I thought, just appropriately interesting. You're starting to see more and more JDM mills showing up in classic American iron where it's appropriate, and I think that's a good thing. I think we need to think. We can't just keep thinking the same pushrod V8s, even though that's pretty much all I play with. Now this is a really cool rig. Of course, it's a classic Dodge commercial truck here that you can see where they stitched on the fender with MIG rod instead of with the drifters when they stitch with the zip ties. But put on the body put on a more contemporary 3/4 ton, 1 ton Dodge with the Cummins power. Now here's the actual 12 Battle of the Builders finalists. You got the Arc 7, you have this really sweet R34 Skyline, all built out to the nines. An S10 with a turbo LS swap in it. I bet that thing is terrifying. Of course, a 34 Ford pickup with a early flathead in it that is all prettied up. Kind of wonder if H&H built that engine, much like they are building our flathead engines. We saw one like that at H&H a month ago when we were dropping off stuff, but then again, a chromed out flathead is not exactly unique or original, but it's still neat to see that make it to the final 12. It is also, I find it neat that, you know, we have the multiple JDM cars and along with some hot rod pickups. So it maybe not quite as diverse as it could be as far as car genres, but it is definitely there seems to be an effort to be inclusive. It's a 58 or 59 Chevy Apache pickup, very well executed. This is a gorgeous Oldsmobile. It's neat that it actually appears to be the Oldsmobile engine in it, Rocket V8. I definitely like those 6 downdraft carburetors. I'm not sure if those are Strombergs or not, but anyways, beautifully done, very beautifully executed. I definitely approve of it, and that's kind of on one of our unicorns is a Tri-Fi BOP, either or slightly earlier. So a lot of love for this from me for this gorgeous. Looking at the top, I'm wondering if that's a removable top or convertible. It appears to be a convertible, but I don't know if it actually folds down or if you just detach it and remove it and ride with it without the top. But it is a pretty sweet car, 56 Oldsmobile. Okay, here's a sweet little. And here we got a 32 Tudor. 32 Tudor. Pretty really car. I like the color. I like the paint. It's pretty. I'm hoping it's Model A well executed car. Similarly well. I kind of hoping my Tudor A can come out similar, though I'm going to obviously do a different color. Here's a rockin' Z car with a beautifully done wide body kit, rocking a Nissan V8 out of a Infiniti. This was one of the 2 cars built by a lady, and it's good to see that ladies getting into the top 12, final 12.
excellently done. Really nice car. I have a soft spot for Z's. Now, here's a bug-eyed Healy Sprite with, I'm not sure, it looks like a Mazda or dual overhead cam 4. That's probably a lot of fun to drive. Very nice, updated in all the right ways. Here is, of course, another air-cooled Porsche 911. All of these cars, you have to probably really know the car to be able to see where the customization is made. And good customization results, the end result is a harmonic balance that looks like it could have been a special package from the factory, or it is something that accentuates what the OEs got right in the original design, and removes the funny lines or whatever that doesn't work, to create a very comprehensive package. I think that's what makes a good custom build. This is a 55 Bel Air. I believe that's, of course, an LS motor. Here is that Skyline again. Now what they do is the other 11 builders who've made it to this point judge the other cars that are competing against them. And they go through and do, a large inspection inside out and underneath. They have, this year for the first time, they have a lift, and in this particular instance, he's preparing to get on the lift so they can inspect from the bottom to get the final lift. After the show is completely over, you have the SEMA cruise. Right before the SEMA cruise, which I showed you a short 7 minute extremely fast forward a moment ago, they rolled out the top 4 and lined them up. And they had been, I guess they've been filming a TV show about some of these cars as they get built. And then this is the final 10 minutes of that episode, that series, the last episode of the series, where they actually go through and announce the winners of the competition. And so here they're busy lining up the 4 finalists for announcing who actually won the competition. And they have just as much a chance of winning as some of these guys with huge shots that are pumping out these cars. Yeah, the first year in the years that we actually had 2 female builders top well, so it was really nice. And the winner of the 8th annual SEMA Battle of the Builders is,
with the 1955 Chevy Bel Air,
Well, I hope you enjoyed this special video coverage of the SEMA show and the cars thereof. Let me know in the comments what your favorite was. I look forward to reading them. And hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you get notified when a next video is. And if you share this video with your friends, you'll get something special, like another video. Till next time.
It's an I cannot